What's going on, everybody? So now that the football season is here, I can officially say that we will now have Browns After Dark Sunday night, Monday night, and if that is not enough for you, we got another one on Thursday. So if you've ever said to yourself, hey, I wonder where I can meet with people and talk about the Browns, that is the place for you. Check us out at Browns After Dark on Twitter. The link will be in the description down below. Times will also be posted on that Twitter page, so be sure to give us a follow, turn on your notifications, and come let us know what you think. We want to know your thoughts, so I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Also, just want to let you guys know that this channel is partnered with the Offside Sports Network, and if you go to the Offside's website, you'll find yourself some new DF Sports merch out today. Got a couple hoodies and t-shirts up there, so link will be in the description on that, but I would appreciate it if you guys would go check it out. Appreciate all the support. Follow Offside Sports Network on Twitter. Go check out the website. If you're looking for my stuff, go to Shop Collection, scroll down, you will find it. Appreciate all the support.
Hey now!
Oh my God.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Browns After Dark podcast. We are not sponsored by whatever JC just drank, so if you'd like to sponsor us, I don't even know if YouTube wants that on, but whatever. Listen, people, if you haven't learned anything from this podcast, I don't know what to expect. I'm not here to tell you what to expect, right? This is we're a bunch of idiots. That's just what it comes down to. We're a bunch of idiots. So I'd like to apologize in advance, because this is probably going to be another show. So anyway, the child has his hand up. What's up?
Oh, that's gonna be cut, dude. Come on, you gotta be a less obvious.
I would just like to say that Cade York's the mother. Go, baby, let's go.
There you go. It's a good cut there.
So this is going to be rough, but I'm going to get through. This is going to be rough. But I'm going to get through this as best as possible.
Yes, we're making Derek have so much work. We're just gonna run with it.
Oh my gosh! I'm gonna cut what you said. Hey Tony, I'm gonna cut what you said and just leave the reaction in there.
I have. No, sorry,
the
Derek.
cuts are back at it again, really, unfortunately. So
it hasn't even been me so far. What's up, guys? How are you doing? It's Cade here. Tonight on Browns After Dark, and I'm ready for a great show. Let's go. Let's get it.
Is this a great show?
Well, welcome to Browns After Dark. It's going to be a great show. Trust me. It was a great
Dark tonight. Sponsored hopefully in the future by this company. I'm not going to say their name because I want them to sponsor us. I don't want to give them any free clout, although you can read it. Also, this company as well, too. So if you're watching this, please add them. Tell them to sponsor me, give me some free clothes, and let's get at it.
It sounded very, you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to make more work for Derek.
Whatever, Kung Fat Panda.
I'm going to.
I stole it. I'm sorry.
I just want to be known. JC stole that joke.
I didn't steal that from you. I'm sorry.
It was good timing.
I was gonna allow you to have it, but I like.
You know what, JC? You're gonna go to the Browns game. You're gonna go to the Browns game Sunday and.
Okay, well, we're off to a thrilling start here, guys.
We have about 13 seconds of usable footage right now, and it's me asking GB to sponsor us.
Oh my gosh, this is not. Should I just restart this?
Honestly,
yeah.
Maybe. just cut every single thing that's happened so far.
Hey, I want to keep the Can we keep the Kong Fat Panda part if we end this?
How about Derek? You at some random time in the pod.
Okay, I'll drop Kong Fat Panda.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll refrain.
No, I want the original reaction because it was the funniest part. If you
we'll have you say it. We'll just do our original reaction.
Or I'll just throw it in at a point where you're not going to expect it.
That's right. Let's go. All right. Go unlive it. Unalive it.
Well, if I have to restart, I have to resend you the link. So would you rather me just cut it and then start from here?
Just take
all right. 5 minute mark. We'll just start fresh.
Yeah.
We're at 4:40
20 seconds.
Right now.
All right. 19.
Yeah.
18.
20 seconds
17.
now.
16.
I'm behind.
15.
Hey, everyone gets a shot at 5 minutes.
No.
I'll do a shot of this drink.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Browns After Dark podcast. Michael Cozy wants to talk through the intro. That's okay, but this is going to be a wild show. Listen, this is like the 5th time of us redoing this. So if you did not watch last week and you saw the 50 billion cuts that I had to make, this is probably going to even be worse than that one. So, yeah, if you could do me a favor and at least leave a like, if not a comment, and help me, that would be a good way of supporting, because all the time and effort I'm going to put into editing this podcast, I need something. I need something in return. So anyway, we are here. Joining me is the Frog Boy JC, Kung Fat Panda, and Michael Cozy.
Hey, it's about time that you actually showed up, Mr. HR Manager.
What's up, guys? What can I say? I don't pay you to be, not great in my absence, and that you were. So I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm sure you're glad I'm here too, bringing the entertainment. So
yeah, I should have dropped that in at a better time, but I wanted to hit us right off the bat with it. So maybe I'll throw our reaction to the one you said earlier, and I'll just cut that.
Just do that. Just put this.
I'll put it right here.
Just put a reaction into that.
Yeah. Kung Fat Panda. That's one of the greatest lines I've ever heard. But anyway, the main purpose kind of this podcast is to talk about the Browns, so we can try to do that. I'm sure if any of you have any confessions you'd like to get off your chest before we start, go ahead. Now's your time.
I'll confess one thing. I think that the Cleveland Browns brownie that they put at midfield is great, but it's not as great as the one they could have. They could have put the OG brownie. They could have put the best brownie, best logo we've ever had there. They decided to go with the little running one with the huge forehead, looking like freaking Michael Cozy down there with that. It's hidden. It's got a loaf of bread. It's holding the ball bad. My coach is just cringing looking at it from high school. So, it's almost like Jed Wills walking on the field once every third play. So, I love the running brownie there, though. I gotta, take that aside. I'm happy that that's there instead of a helmet. It's much better. But again, must confess, second choice.
I would have to agree. It's better than the helmet, that's for sure. I don't know if I have a confession or anything, but
my Wi-Fi is just god awful and terrible tonight. So if it looks weird that I'm on my phone,
hey, now what'd you say?
My Wi-Fi is terrible.
Yeah,
I just want to point out, I did call the Cade York game winner last week. I said we were gonna have a Cade York party in BAD that night, and we did.
Wait, what did
Can't go into details about what that party was.
Cade York?
Cade York party. I called the winner last week.
Say about Cade York? Anybody?
I don't think we can repeat that, what he said in the space.
Anybody?
We can't. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, that's right. If you guys do not follow us on Twitter, Michael Cozy had quite the night. Yeah, we can't repeat those things on YouTube, but let's just say Cozy would like close relationship with Cade York. Let's put it that way.
Let's also say that I did not make friends with Bengals fans either.
There's a very, very damning screenshot text that I have from this man. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, Michael Cozy drank a little bit too much and said some things he probably does not regret. So
it's bad when people who agree with you are on the verge of blocking you as well. It's bad timing. Yeah, and
if y'all could for me, please go ahead and pray for me. I am going to the game Sunday with Cozy, so I'm going to need a miracle, and the frog left to me will be there as well, whether if he likes it or not. We will show up.
Really,
you're going to be in town for the.
I'm trying not.
You're going to be in town for.
So the 10-minute mark is gone.
Alrighty, well.
So here, well, this is what we'll do. Derek. I don't know if you have a sheet. Didn't send us anything. Pretty bad host.
No.
As CEO, what I'm going to say is.
How do you want me to host this? Tell me,
Mr.
CEO. How am I supposed to host this podcast?
Let me tell you right now what we're going to do. We're going to go around the room, be serious for like half a second, throw some jokes in there in the middle. But I want everyone to tell me your person that you really love to see improve in this next Jets game, and the person that you were really impressed with in the last game. And let's all try to have a different person. Obviously, there's some obvious ones, but Derek. You, since you're the person whose YouTube channel is benefiting off of this and not us. You go ahead first.
Benefiting. Okay.
Hey, if we left the jokes in, we could get hella views. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, and also taken off of YouTube. So yeah, that's part two. Who needs to improve? David Njoku. David Njoku needs to get involved in the pass game. Now that also part two is Jacoby Brissett, which is the obvious one. Who is I most impressed with? I was most impressed with our linebacker room, to be honest with you. I thought they were flying around. The defense as a whole flew to the ball, but the linebacker room, in my opinion, was pretty good. So that would be me.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll go right off of you with that because I don't want mine to get stolen, and I think they might. The first person that I'm going to say that I would love to see have some improvement, and I don't think he's had a bad game, and that's because I think it's being overblown. Like he had a terrible game, he's a terrible player, he's a bust, blah blah blah. But Jed Wills, I will say I noticed during the game plays that you could probably consider lazy plays, right? There's a screen, running out there right now that everyone on Twitter is talking about, and a lot of people defending it, a lot of people saying they don't want him to get a block in the, block downfield, legal man downfield, whatever. That's not really what I see when I watch that play. I see a guy who's walking, sees his quarterback running with the ball, and just is done with the play, right? As an offensive lineman, I play an offensive line. You're really not supposed to just be done with the play until the echo of the whistle. Even if you're being smart, just getting yourself in position where you can go ahead and block. I mean, what if Jacoby dumps that down and then someone's down the field, you want to block her? Just a lot of things from Jed that I would love to see improve effort-wise, which is easy, right? He just has to do it. He's got to care for it. The person that
while we're at it, shout out to James Hudson. I hope he wasn't your guy. Shout out to James Hudson. He held his own at right tackle.
No, he wasn't. If he was someone else, I'm sorry. But no, he absolutely did. Yeah, I agree with that. My person, though, is someone who I was decently hard on with the offseason. I really wanted us to get a wide receiver 2 because I wanted him to go a wide receiver 3. But yesterday, or Sunday, I should say, he was our wide receiver 1, DPJ. Couple really big catches. Was open a good amount, had some good contested catches. I was really impressed with him. And if we can get Amari going at all, and that's the wide receiver 2 that we get out of DPJ, that's awesome.
Amari was going. Amari was open.
He was open. But if you look at his stat line, which is more a numbers thing, but like Jacoby just couldn't connect with him. He was wide open on the first play of the game. So, yeah. I mean, getting the passing game going with Amari, I think they'll be good. But DPJ is my guy. Obviously, I think the entire defense, shout out to them because I'm excited to watch that. If they clean some things up, that's great. But yeah, Jed, just a couple things. I think he had a good game. I just really want to see a little bit more effort out of him, some give a shit. And then also, like I said, DPJ, I think great job, and can't wait to see how he progresses throughout the year too.
So mine is kind of the opposite of JC. At least for like who I thought impressed me. Who disappointed me a little bit was Jacoby missing those wide open receivers. Plus, JC took mine, so
that's fair. Well,
yeah, he was missing wide open receivers. He definitely needs to improve on that. And then I'd say who impressed me, Kareem Hunt, because the guy is in like the middle. He wants a contract. He wants paid. He wants a trade request. And he went out there and he balled out. And he showed full effort and he found the end zone a couple times. So I was really impressed by Kareem Hunt.
Where do you rank him? I mean, we as Browns fans obviously say top 10, but like, where do you think he is? You think he's got to be top 12, right? Like he's that.
I think before the incident and before coming to Cleveland, I'd say he was a top 5 back in the NFL. I would have him at around that 12 to 6 area, like you just mentioned. I think he's top 12. I think we have the best running back duo in the league by far.
Not even close.
And yeah. I think I'll be upset. If he moves on, I will be upset, but I feel confident that Jerome Ford can come in and replicate his production almost right away.
Can we all agree Jerome Ford needs to be our kick returner?
100%.
Yeah, Jerome Ford needs more touches.
You know what? Instead of stealing yours, I should have said Felton because, man, I can't have 3 scary.
He needs to learn how to catch a punt. Yeah.
I can't have 3 scary punts in a row. I can't be nervous every time our defense gets a huge stop that we're going to give them 3 points. I can't do that. This team, with Jacoby as our quarterback, I can't do it.
So last, you guys hit on a lot of things that I was going to pick. Kareem Hunt was definitely my star of the game. On defense, my star of the game was John Johnson. He was pretty awesome all day. There was one miscommunication by the defensive backfield. I'm not that concerned by. Actually, there was two. I'm not that concerned by it. If you really take the two missed plays out, the Panthers end up with maybe 200 yards of offense total. Maybe not even that. So I'm not even that concerned about the defense. Once again, though, we take Myles Garrett for granted. Not one of us mentioned Myles Garrett personally. Dude was an animal all day long. He is on pace right now. He's coming for that defense player of the year. That is his goal in my mind. He's going to get it in my mind.
Well, with TJ Watt out, not to cut you off, but TJ Watt's going to be out at least 6 games with a torn pec, if not more. I think it's probably going to be more, but that definitely does help Myles Garrett.
Yeah, so I think Myles Garrett, this is his award now. The other thing is, I would like to say one thing: just throw anybody back there and fair catch every punt. I'm not even joking. Demetric Felton, dude, you tried to fair catch a punt and you fumbled it. Unacceptable. Cannot happen. I can't get over that.
It's the job number one, man. I mean, it's just the one thing you can't sacrifice is catching it.
Yeah.
So, I don't think he's good enough of a returner to risk that. You know what I mean? If he was amazing and electric, I mean, his returns, even when he got the chance last week, I mean, they were okay. Nothing against him. There wasn't anything there, but I don't think he's good enough of a returner to risk what could happen bad.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's kind of I don't want him back there anymore. If he's going to be back there, you send him back there, he fair catches every single punt. It was just that bad. Other than that, special teams were great. Our punter, much improved. I mean,
great. Yeah, he's awesome.
He was great. Special teams, like we said, Cade York, he won AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. So, I mean, we improved where we needed to improve on the special team at 2 out of the 3 things. We did not improve.
Did you say Cade York? Do you mean Cade York? Is that what you mean?
Cade,
put a frog right over my mouth there. Cade.
Oh, I'm glad you said that because I had people asking me, what's the frog? I've now come to the realization that for this podcast, we need something to censor. So we now have our brand new censoring frog. So whenever you see the frog pop up, that is something that needs to be censored. Now, to the point about Demetric Felton, my boy Tristan, which we just got done recording that podcast, so check out both of them. But if you've not already, one thing he said with Demetric Felton, he kind of feels a little bit bad for him because we've now asked him to not only learn how to be a running back in the NFL, learn how to be a receiver in the NFL, and also learn how to be a returner in the NFL. So to all of the criticisms that we have of him, I will say he does have a lot on his plate so far in his time here in Cleveland. And again, he's got to be better, no excuses. But he has had to try to learn 3 positions. What do you guys think about that?
That, I think, is a great point. For me, though, if you're going to have a guy do that, he either needs to be able to do all of those at a competent level, which we really haven't seen from him so far. We've seen some flash plays, but he either needs to do all of them competent or he needs to be able to do one of them great, and I don't think we've seen anything out of him. I mean, dude's got a lot of potential. He's on the team. I can't say I'm upset he's on the team. I really would love to see him get involved, but at some point we're gonna have to see one of those things: either competency all around or greatness at something. I
agree. So I guess let's shift. I know we got
the rest of you don't. Your opinions don't matter. That was just for me.
Well.
Apparently, I don't need to give an opinion on Demetric Felton.
If you want, go ahead.
How do you guys feel? I said mine. You guys, great. Let's move on. So Brownie's at the 50.
Go ahead.
I actually think that Demetric Felton should have been cut off this team. That is my opinion. I don't know why they keep him around. I'd honestly wager to say, and we had this discussion last night on Faithful Dogs podcast, Network 216.
Yeah, that's
I
getting
would-
cut. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, now it has to. Now
Say,
it has to.
say you're joking right now. Say you're joking right now.
I'm joking.
I was just gonna
Hey,
say
Network
That's- there's gonna be a
216,
big
Browns After
whip it.
Dark,
A whip
best
right there.
combination ever.
Oh, you stop it.
I
Shout
asked
out to the Modems.
Whip
I
it.
asked last night to them, who would you have rather cut, Anthony Schwartz or Dimitri Felton? And for me, it's Felton, hands down, because you could see, okay, if Schwartz learns how to catch the ball, which he had a huge catch in the game, if he learns how to catch the ball, he's a lot more efficient than Dimitri Felton. And we have end arounds with him, which you saw 2 runs. The one was for 15, one was for 5.
Don't give him too much credit. They were, but keep going.
Hey, I am part of the Anthony Schwartz fan club here, so
You thought he
Shout
was
out
gonna
to
have 800 yards this year, I think, right?
shout out to Corey for leading the way on that. But I just want to let you know, like, I'm part of that fan club, and I do think that he's going to eventually, it's going to click. And the other thing is, he was not running just streaks down the field, and we're just lobbing the ball up to him, partially because I don't think Jacoby can hit him in stride, because I hate to say it, Jacoby literally just can't hit the long ball. So he did.
No, he missed it a couple times for sure.
Yeah.
And that's why
And-
that's why it's a backup, you know.
And even in practice, like, we're seeing them throw the ball down the field in practice, and he's underthrowing Schwartz. And it's like, and he's underthrowing other players too. But I really do think, though, Dimitri Felton is literally taking up a roster spot that doesn't need to be there. Now, we bring in a guy.
Dimitri Felton's taking up a roster spot, but Kellen Mond isn't.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
The best
Here,
ongoing
prove me wrong.
storyline of this podcast is,
Yeah, but Kellen
is Derek's
Mond,
hate of Kellen Mond.
What do you
He's the
what
worst
do you wish we
quarterback I've
had?
ever seen.
What do you wish we had? Because he's going to be inactive every single week as long as he's on the 53. So
Yeah,
would you rather
isn't that-
another?
I just find it interesting that we decided to healthy scratch Kellen Mond. A shout out to Tristan for bringing this
He's
up.
always going to be our third quarterback's always going to be healthy scratch.
But
like that.
notice who we brought up, Isaac Rochelle.
Of course,
Why?
that's the whole. That's the dude. That's exactly okay. This is great. This is a great conversation. So this is why you have to pay attention to how, and you have to know how the NFL and roster gymnastics work. I've been drinking a little bit. Sorry. This is how you have to know how roster gymnastics work, because people were so upset when Rochelle got cut. Right, got cut. He didn't get cut. He came right back the next day. But the thing is, you have an inactive 53, and you can elevate 2 people from the practice squad. So, you know, I think that they looked at it and they said, who are we confident is going to be able to get to our practice squad? Is Isaiah Thomas? Absolutely not, right? Is it Anthony Schwartz? Probably not, because of his speed. So they cut Rochelle, they bring him up. You know, the Mon thing, I agree. I'm with you. I don't really get it. I think we needed a third quarterback, and Rosen was terrible. So I get it for that way. But
Rosen's better.
I disagree with that, man. Did you just... All right.
Kellen Mond's the worst quarterback I've ever seen play football.
That is wild to say. I've heard you say that before, but not to my face. That's I don't agree with that.
I take Deshaun Kaiser over Kellen Mond. And I
Hey,
stand
no
by it.
Deshaun Kaiser slander.
No, I'm telling you, Deshaun Kaiser is
No.
better than Kellen Mond.
The only thing good to come out of that school lately has been Jeremiah Usukoromo. So
Oh,
We'll see
you
how- we'll
love
see how-
us.
dude, why? Because what are you doing right now? Why is your camera off?
Why is he reacting 8 minutes later?
I know. He said, "Oh my gosh, did you say Brownie at the 50?"
Is my thing glitching?
No, we can hear you, but where's your face?
I'm holding my phone. I don't know what you want me to do.
Set your phone
He's
down
90
and
years
sit
old. He
on your
doesn't know how to
couch.
get it figured out.
He said, "Guys, I'm clicking record and it's not working. I need to get my grandson in here to teach me how to work this gizmo."
I hate you so much.
Jeez. All right.
Man, these are 7%, man.
Oh man, it's so strong.
They're so good. I'm double fisting.
Don't talk to Cozy about drinking because that means liver.
Well, this is going to get demonetized.
Hey, it's okay.
Speaking of monetization, this company right here, if you want to sponsor us, my DMs are open. I would love it.
It's
Whatever
okay.
I
you
do
want.
have a T-shirt.
Give me one free T-shirt, and I'll shout you out. I can't say your name until you get anything free.
As long as you get us all sponsored and not just you personally.
Oh, shit.
Oh, come on.
Whip it.
Why would you create such a controversy?
Wait a minute.
I don't even know what you're talking about. That's right over my head. That's like a flag. Right
Cozy got it. That's all that matters.
5-yard
Yep, a
penalty.
flag
What
right over your
exactly
It's a
is
head.
a
flag.
flag
It's a
for?
flag.
5-yard penalty.
That's a whip it right there. With it in our bio right now too. God, 2650. All right, so what is there to talk about? Okay, so let me see. As your gracious
Well, hold
host
on.
and CEO,
Hold on. Hold
I would
on.
like to ask Derek what he thinks. Go ahead.
All right, you muted.
I would like to ask Derek what he thinks. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, I hate you. So what I was
Derek,
going
are you going to
to
reply?
This is like watching the news when they're like, "Back to you," and then they're like, "Thanks, Derek. All right." that's what Cozy's doing right now.
Anyway,
With his horizontal or vertical.
What?
All right.
What do you
Should
want
we
me to
get
do?
the-
just keep
should we get the
drinking.
game-
Jeez.
Should
Well,
we
hold
get the
on.
game
Let
picks now?
me. I want.
No.
I
Let's
want-
go, Derek. Go, Derek.
I want to cover this topic because let's put the nail in the coffin. Let's give the final send off. Baker, Reagan, Mayfield versus the Cleveland Browns Sunday.
Great.
What was your guys' expectations versus what actually happened in that game? I'll go first because I'll just be quick. To me, it was the perfect game from Baker. I don't know why you're pointing at me, but it was the perfect realization why we got rid of Baker. What did you see? There was some good moments and there was a lot of bad moments. Right? That's what it was. Inconsistency and failure to come up in the end. That's why we got rid of Baker. So to me, I was not surprised. The defense absolutely destroyed him for 3 quarters, and JC grabbed the dog. So, and the frog is crying in the background.
Oh, I just heard the cat. The cat
Do you-
was in the background.
You didn't hear that?
The cat is not exactly happy right now. Derek, the way that you said this, I commend you. You're such a genius with it. The way that you said that this is a perfect Baker game could not be more accurate. This was the most. I'm watching this game and I'm watching him struggle at the beginning. Watch him drive 4 or 5 snaps. I'm watching him hit a deep bomb. I'm not going to take the throw away from him because it was a great throw, no matter how wide open the guy was. I watched him make some plays that we've watched.
Yeah, our Kardashian defense just wide open.
I'm gonna say.
Did you
I'm
say
gonna-
our-
Oh no! I have to cut that now.
We
No.
So again, perfect Baker game, absolutely. The one thing that I will say that makes this not a perfect Baker game is I think that when they get the ball 2:30 left, and I was like, if this guy drives down the field and leads a game-winning drive, now that game-winning drive was pretty much DJ Moore's game-winning drive with that long catch he had, but everything other than that was like a perfect Baker game. It was the same person I watched for 4 years. And I hope that, I hope they have a 500 season and he has a decent year. But look, man, we beat him and that was really all I care about. I am so happy to never talk about him again. I'm really moving past it now. I mean, I'm not going to, every time he makes a bad throw this year, which there's going to be plenty of, I'm not going to clip it and be like, this is why we moved on. I'm kind of done with it. We talked about him all the way up until he was relevant to us because we were playing week 1, and now he's really not anymore. So I'm excited to focus on our season.
All right, nail in the coffin. One of you two blow me. Who?
What?
I said
Wow.
below.
What was that?
Wow.
Below.
What do we look like?
Oh, okay. Well,
Kung Fu Panda or
Derek,
Kung
this is
Fat
not
Panda
training
in the
camp.
nose.
okay, you know what? The nose is going to go right now, and the nose is going to speak themselves. So I'm going to let you know that
I'm gonna let you nose.
I
my,
almost said that, but I didn't.
my worst fear actually came true. And I think I said it last week to where I said, you watch, our worst fear is Baker Mayfield gets that ball, like JC said, with 2 minutes left and drives them down for the winning field goal or winning touchdown or something like that. And of course, it happened. And I just want to say, like, why did it finally have to happen? Like, is he going to do this now consistently where maybe their defense keeps blowing games? I don't think so. It just seemed like all too perfect for him. But I will say, once again, as the bell rung at the end of the game, they showed him on the sidelines, and he had that same look that he had on our sidelines multiple times over, like, well, we lost again. We lost again. And
that smile was so funny, though, when they went up.
Yeah, I mean, literally, you just see Cade York celebrating on the field, and then they just hand to Baker Mayfield on the sidelines. And you know what? You know what it looked like? It looked almost exactly like the look he gave his rookie year when we played at Tampa.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like just disbelief. Like, I can't believe this just happened. And
That was the game that we lost on a long field goal, right?
Yes, and well, here's the thing. Remember, the look was when we missed the field goal to win the game in overtime, and then they went down and scored on a long field goal in overtime and won the game. His look was, I can't believe we just missed another field goal, because I think we'd missed like 2 or 3 in that game already.
Was that the Urban Meyer pose where he was over like this? Like hands on the knees? You can't
I know
see
what you're
me,
talking
but-
about. I'm not
It
sure
was.
if it was.
So.
Where it was like this?
Yeah.
You can't see me, but
You know what's funny about that game? I remember that game so vividly. Because that year, I believe we played the Raiders too, and I think we might have beat the Raiders with like a touchdown.
We beat the Raiders, but then they
Right.
reviewed the play and moved the ball backwards, and we had to end up going for it on 4th down, and we ended up getting stuffed on 4th down, or we had to punt it or something. Raiders went down, scored, tied it up, and then won it in overtime. But
So the Tampa Bay game, if I remember back, that's like a super vivid memory because I remember watching that game at about halftime.
that's when Baker got hit.
Right?
Remember?
It was
That's
a
when
big lead
Baker
at
got
half.
hit late.
yeah,
In the head. And he said, you know, the quarterback was the runner, so he's allowed to get hit in the head.
Yes.
That's crazy. But no, I remember that game vividly because I remember thinking like, this is crazy to watch it because that was right after 1-32 or whatever, right? So
yep.
I remember watching that game vividly and thinking like, this is crazy to watch the Browns like dominate a game. I was like, this is insane. I feel like I'm watching Ohio State right now. And then I had that thought. Halftime, everything was looking great, and then we still ended up losing the game. And it was like, I can't believe we're the same Brown. You know what I mean? So that game sticks out very vivid to me. That is the pose right there. That reminds me of Jay Money. Shout out Jay Money.
That was the Tampa Bay game. We actually were getting dominated at halftime in the Tampa Bay game. But we came back, and Jarvis
I
scored
must
the
be thinking of a different Tampa Bay game then.
Jarvis scored the tying touchdown to take it to overtime that
Just
game.
cut out everything I said.
Yeah. It was a different Tampa game because we were down like, I want to say 16-3, and we came back and took it to overtime at like 20 or 19-19 or something. It was something like that. Might have been 23-23 that we took it to overtime. And I think we lost 26-23. But anyways, beside the point. It just kind of felt like the same old Baker. Every time we pressured him, every time we hurried him, he just looked flustered, confused, couldn't throw a correct pass, never hit the open receiver. McCaffrey looked like he struggled. I mean, it just kind of looked like he was out there trying to make it up on the fly, and it just wasn't working, just like normal. And honestly, Baker, when he was here his rookie year, was his best season. He just went out there, and he just was like free, out of the pocket, free flowing, like slinging the ball. And then it's like the last 3 years, and even like this past Sunday, he didn't look comfortable. He just looked like super flustered, like all the pressure was on him. And I don't know. I mean, maybe I was just too big of a Baker believer, but it just.
Well, Cozy, you would remember free flowing because you haven't been free flowing in years with your old ass. So
you were a Baker.
Cozy's favorite quarterback is Otto Graham.
A Baker what?
A Baker
believer. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's like
Baker
the like there's mild, which is like bigger, bro. Then there's like medium, which was what you were, right? Bigger, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, boys,
And
I don't
then
know.
there's spicy, which is brown fan.
I don't know if y'all have noticed, but we have 6 minutes till 9 o'clock. Are we doing BAD tonight at 9 or later?
9:30.
If you can tweet it out, maybe I would say later. But I got to leave my house by 9:15.
All right, somebody tweet it out because I can't.
Cozy's
at the
gonna.
moment.
If I get off this webpage, it's gonna literally like,
Tony, you do it.
yeah.
But anyway, we should probably wrap up somewhat soon. Anyway, let's get to the Jets here real quick before. Do we even have picks ready, like games ready to pick?
I will do, right? I think I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Before
real quick,
we-
what I want to do.
Yeah, go ahead.
You go, host. Okay.
No, go ahead.
There you go.
All right. Well, before we do, I just want to do a quick Jets prediction. This is probably not going to be too long. Personally, I got us winning 24-10. I think our defense absolutely destroys them. I am pumped. I mean, we'll be there. I think it's going to be an absolute defensive masterpiece for us. Mekhi Becton will be out. The Jets' offensive line is shaky at best. You got Joe Flacco. They have no weapons that can match up with our DBs. So I'm expecting a defensive masterpiece. Then offensively, I think we're going to run the ball effectively. I want to see Jacoby get it together. I mean, Amari Cooper was open. David Njoku was open at times. Let's sit down. Let's watch the film. Let's connect. Let's build that relationship. That's what I want to see. That's my thoughts. JC, you next, then Tony, then Cozy.
Thanks, Hugh, for watching the tape. I think that is pretty spot on. We're pretty much on the same wavelength with really everything. I think Amari, I'm not really worried about. David, not really worried about it. I think that those guys are going to get it going. You know, anytime that you have a backup quarterback starting, there's going to be games where certain players for you are going to just kind of disappear. There's probably going to be a game, unless him and DPJ really have this crazy connection that we just saw at the beginning of. It's going to be games where DPJ gets 2 targets, right? So this is kind of what happens. I think this team, there's a couple reasons that we're really lucky that we're playing them week 2 and not week 10. And it's not even Zach Wilson. Like, let's pretend Zach Wilson was even playing right now. They're a young team. Like, we went through this back in 2018, 2019, even the beginning of 2020. You just kind of got to learn to win. They got a lot of talent. Breece Hall really good. Michael Carter really good. That's really the only thing I would worry about is one of these younger guys just completely breaking out. Garrett Wilson really good too. So I'm not really worried. I think that we just kind of have to handle business with it, be disciplined, and wear them down and run the ball. You know, it's going to be our success for the first 11 weeks. It's just playing really good defense, running the ball, Jacoby taking care of the ball, and hitting some guys on important plays like he did last week. So I'm not super worried, but this is the definition of a trap game. So we really need to be on our stuff, really need to be clean, get rid of every single penalty we have last week, and we should be okay.
Tony?
I think the Browns win by 3 touchdowns. I don't look for this game to be close at all, honestly. Blowout. Complete blowout. I think Denzel Ward picked off Flacco at least once.
I say at least 2 turnovers. What do you guys think? I got us at least 2 turnovers.
I think 2 turnovers. One key stat that I've heard in a lot of Jets spaces is Joe Flacco 17-3 against the Browns. Guess what? This isn't
the Ravens in his prime. I mean, yeah, that's a terrible stat, man.
This isn't the old Joe Flacco. This is the 37-year-old Joe Flacco. 37-year-old Tom Brady. This is 37-year-old Joe Flacco who just doesn't have it. This Jets team is very young, like JC said. It's probably good that we're playing them early in the season. I think it's going to be low scoring. I think we get 2 touchdowns out of us. We add in 3 field goals. So I'm going 23-6. I think the Jets get 2 field goals out of it as well. So I think it's, like I said, very low scoring, kind of controlled by us. I think 14-3 kind of early in the game. We kind of settle for a few field goals late. And just kind of milk this one away. I think Jacoby's going to throw less than 20 passes this
week. Man, if there's any game for Jacoby to get on the same page, though, with these receivers, I mean, can we agree it's this one?
Yeah, I agree.
Falcons
Just throw
maybe?
away from Sauce. Anywhere Sauce is, throw it to the other side of the field. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
I didn't give a score, did I? Did everyone give a score? I'll go 24-13. I mean, I think the Jets get in once. Brees Hall, Mike Carter.
So the
Garrett
exact
Wilson,
same
those-
score that I said.
Yeah, man, you're a genius. I don't know what to tell you. I love you. So yeah, I mean, with it. So
Awesome. With it.
yeah, did you say 24-13? Okay, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean they get in, they probably kick 2 field goals. We're gonna score a couple times. You know, Jacoby. Just
Never mind. I said 24-10, I think. I don't know.
I thought so.
Whatever. With it.
Whatever.
Anyway, the one thing I'll say about this game, lastly, is the matchup I'm excited for is to watch a young Sauce Gardner who's locked down against one of the best route runners in the league in Amari Cooper. Like, I personally, we'll be there. My eyes will be on those two when they're lined up, because it'll be interesting to see. You'll see how early on Sauce Gardner is, as far as like what we saw from Denzel his rookie year, right? When you saw like the matchup with AB and stuff like that. Like, I want to see that. That'll be cool to watch. You got anything else on that? Anybody?
No, I mean,
I hope it's a fun game. I think it will be. They have a good young team, but we should take care of business. Start 2-0 going into Thursday night versus Pittsburgh.
Yeah, getting to that next week, I believe my upset pick of the week again. I'm taking the Steelers to beat the Patriots.
Can you stop picking the Steelers? They're up They're only. Listen, we'll get to picks, I think, right after this. But
yeah,
they're only 2-point favorites, man. That's barely an upset.
First of all, I think Mac Jones is going to be out, so I don't even know if I'd call that an upset.
I might have to change my
It's
pick.
Brian Hoyer versus Mitch Trubisky.
Well, that's a good transition. Let's just go straight into our picks then. I did not track our picks from last week, so I don't know how we did, but
we'll go listen.
We'll get on that next week.
We've been talking about it for 7 days. Like, hey,
we'll start
let's
that at some point.
I have my picks. I went 9-6, which I think is not great, but decent.
Okay. Who's got the schedule?
I have everything right in front of me right now. I can take over as your CEO, boss, and owner. So Browns is Dark is my Browns tonight. So what I have right here is with it. KC tonight, game might have already started. I think it actually has, versus the Chargers. So I don't know the score. I don't know if you've seen the score, but
nope.
Kansas City is -4, 4-point favorites. So what we're gonna do is just pick a game, and then you can say if you believe they're gonna cover or not if you're picking the team that's favored. So Kansas City 4-point favorites over the Chargers. I got the Chargers.
Chargers.
Tony.
I got Los Angeles.
I'll go different to y'all. I'll take the Chiefs.
Okay, so 4-point favorites. Do you believe it'll be a close game, or do you think they're going to cover that?
Oh, I think it'll be close. Yeah.
Okay, so gotcha. So basically, against the spread, it seems like we're all on the Chargers. Next game we got up is the 0-1 Indianapolis Colts versus the Jaguars. They are also 4-point favorites. I'm going to go with Indy, and I'm saying they're covering.
Colts.
Indy.
Perfect. Next thing we got up is Tampa Bay 2.5-point favorites versus what seemed like their kryptonite last year with the Saints.
I think the Saints win that one.
Going for against the Saints since he's been at Tampa, so I'm going.
I'll take Tampa just because I have Julio in one of my leagues, so I'm gonna cross my fingers on that.
I have the Saints too. A lot of Tom Brady, Giselle, whatever her name is, drama going out right now. So we'll see if Gazelle. All right. So next thing, Moore, who lost to this team last year in the Dolphins, as 3.5.
I might have to cut that out. YouTube might not like that name.
What did you say?
Might have
we
to
don't
cut
want
that
this
one
taken
out.
out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut that out. Censoring fraud.
What we have is Kirk Cousins 2.0 betting on himself playing for a contract. Lamar Jackson 3.5-point favorites versus Tua turn the ball over. I have the Dolphins actually beating.
Dolphins. Well,
I think the Ravens win that one.
I think
I'm gonna take the Ravens.
Yeah, I think if because this is a divisional opponent, if anyone wants to say anything about this, I think that Jalen Waddle is going to break out this year. I think he might even have a better year than Tyreek. So Dolphins looked really, really good against the New England team last week. Baltimore looked really good as well, too, though. So, do you guys have any thoughts against our divisional opponent, 3.5-point favorites here?
I was impressed with Lamar. I was impressed with Lamar throwing last week. I will say that. I've been very, very critical of his arm, and I thought he had a couple really nice passes, so good for him.
Yeah, a couple good deep ones. So, great. Next thing we got is our game. We are 6.5-point favorites versus the Jets. I think it's going to be closer than that, but I do have us winning, of course. I believe all of you do, too. So, perfect. New England, Pittsburgh, pretty close. New England is only 2-point favorites, and I have them covering that.
I'll take Pittsburgh.
I think Pittsburgh wins.
Pittsburgh.
Got it. Yeah, Mac Jones not playing is a big thing. I'll definitely have to switch if he's not. Next thing is we have two teams who are in a really weird spot right now. We got the Giants and Baker Mayfield's Panthers. Giants are favored by 2.
I'm taking the Giants.
I think the Panthers defense wins this one for them.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Panthers too.
Yeah, I think the Giants are going to be a little.
Let's be honest.
Here, actually, so.
Let's be honest. The Giants should have lost last week. They got lucky. Randy Bullock can't kick.
Absolutely, yeah. Saquon looks really good though. I hope he stays healthy all year. Next thing we have is two freaking awesome teams. We got the Starks and the Targaryens here. This is an amazing game. We have the Detroit Lions and the Manders. So Detroit is actually 1.5-point favorites for the first time. They haven't been favored in a game since I think 2020. So first time they've been favored, and they are favored versus DC.
Why are they favored?
I completely disagree with it as well. I think
because they're at home
taking this.
Yeah,
I don't even care.
Pretty sure they're at home.
I'm going Lions.
I think Detroit wins it.
Commanders didn't even look that bad last week. Their wide receivers are pretty good.
They look good. If Wentz can play as well as he played last week, yeah, give me the Commanders.
Yeah, I really don't understand that, but we got that.
I'll take Detroit.
I'll take Detroit too, for sure.
Whew, all right, we are split, so that's fine. And now we're on to some big lines. So first big line that we have the Rams playing Atlanta. They are 10-point favorites right now.
Rams.
LA easily.
I'm going LA, but I think Atlanta covers. I think
too.
the Rams win, but I think Atlanta covers that spread. I don't think Atlanta is as bad as everyone thinks they are. Like, they actually probably should, unless they have another meltdown, like, they should have won last week against the Saints.
That's great. I mean, the only thing that I'll say to counter that is, like, any divisional game, we know this as, you know, teams who are in the AFC North, but any divisional game seems to always be close. So I think that's one thing to pay attention to. But I don't think the Rams are going to beat them by more than 10. I got Atlanta taking the spread on that one. Next one, pretty good spread as well, too. For a team that actually won last week in Seattle, who is plus 8.5 versus San Francisco. So, everything on that one.
Give
49ers.
me Seattle.
I think
Geno.
I think Seattle covers, but I think the Niners win.
I think the Niners win, and I do think Seattle covers, though. So, Niners win, Seattle covers.
I feel like we're saying this wrong. I think Seattle will, or I think San Francisco will not cover. I think it'll be closer than that, but I do have them winning as well, too.
I'm going to take Seattle. Listen, Geno Smith, I don't know what it is. There's just something about how he plays that I really like. Like, I know he's not a great quarterback. Like, he's not.
This is the guy who thinks Kellen Mond is the worst quarterback.
Listen. What was the question with Seattle before the season? They have the weapons. Can he just get the ball to them? And what did we see last week? He was pretty damn effective getting the ball to them.
Okay.
That's all he really needs to do.
Hold on.
Question, would you take Geno or Jacoby Brissett?
Or Jalen Hurts?
I'm taking Jalen Hurts all day.
Okay.
Honestly,
I hate Jalen Hurts so
you know
much,
what?
And I would take him over both.
Give me time on Jacoby because I don't think it's fair to judge Jacoby in a new system off a game.
What? Okay. Never mind. No.
What would you take right now? We're saying this week for the Jets game. You're probably gonna say Jacoby because he's been with the team.
Just off of pure talent, I liked what I saw from Geno better.
I
Jacoby
actually
just
Gino
looks
was a first round
clunky to me.
pick. Jacoby was a third. I mean, if you're going off pure talent, like I think Gino probably ends up being the obvious answer.
Gino, man, I don't know what it is. Let me, before we move on to pick, Jacoby to me looked like end of his career Big Ben. The way he was like dropping back and it just looked clunky to me.
It did. It kind of looked like he wasn't comfortable in the offense, which is like just completely the opposite of what I expected to happen. He doesn't have a huge arm. I think he did throw some pretty decent bullet passes. Now we're talking about Jacoby instead of picks. Sorry. But no, you're good. Yeah, I mean, good. Anybody else? Okay, so the next game we have, unless anyone has any Geno Smith love out there other than Derek, is we've got the Bengals, who are absolutely going to win this game, cover, because they just came off of the worst game they played in Joe Burrow's career, playing the Cowboys with Cooper Rush, and they're only 7-point favorites. So I have absolutely the Bengals covering that.
I know it's early in the season, but if the Bengals for some reason lose this game and Joe Burrow looks again against this Cowboys team that just looked defeated last week, I'm not saying push the panic button, but Cincinnati fans are they're going to be like, well, maybe we're just overthinking it. Maybe we came in.
I'm sorry, maybe they're frauds. Is that what you just said?
Maybe
they were frauds.
Hey, by the way, your headphones are not connected. I don't know if you know that.
These?
Yeah, they're not connected.
Yeah, they are.
No.
They're not.
They're not connected at all.
Yeah. You're like doing this so you can talk louder, and it sounds the exact fucking thing.
No.
Yeah, they're not connected at all. Yeah. Anyway, continuing on.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals to win this, though, easily. It's not even going to be close. Bengals by 3 touchdowns plus.
Yeah, I got Cincy. Tone, man.
Cincy easy. Cincinnati easily.
Cincinnati, that's right. All right, so the next thing that we have is Denver, who are 10 favorites versus.
I just seen them.
Texas.
Hold on, I just seen them. I want to point out Wes did send his picks. I just seen them.
Well, let's do ours then. Well,
let's do ours and then do his. He wants to have a girlfriend.
All right.
That's
fair.
Yeah, that's, by the way, I just wanted to be known. That's my reason why I don't have a girlfriend, because I got to do this podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. Anyway. Dude, I just want to have, yeah. Okay.
And let's just get some banter going. So we got Denver, Houston, 10-point favorite Denver. I got Denver winning, not covering.
Denver easily. Denver, they come back, they rebound.
I did say the Broncos in the text chat. Yeah, I said Broncos in the text chat earlier. I want to switch that. I think Houston upsets them.
Wow.
All right, so the next one we have Denver starting 0-2, really bad for Let's Ride Country. We got the Vegas Raiders, who are actually favored over the Cardinals 5.5 points right now. I have the Cardinals just winning this game.
Vegas. They rebound. I really like Derek Carr. I'm sorry. I'm just a big believer in him. I know.
Give me the Raiders.
Kyler Murray's going to be running away faster than Henry Ruggs convertible. Give me the Raiders by like a touchdown.
Oh my God. Oh.
It's a miracle to me how we stay on YouTube with this.
So the next 3 games, we have Green Bay versus Chicago, Buffalo, Tennessee, and Philly and Minnesota, which I think is one of the most interesting games of the week. I'm going to go Green Bay, Buffalo, both favored teams by 10 points are winning. And then I'm also going to take Minnesota, who I think should be favored, but they're not. Philly's 2-point favorites.
I am going Green Bay. I'm going Buffalo, and I'm going Philadelphia. I'm not a believer in the Vikings. I'm just not. I don't know what it is. There's something about it. They always fall flat on their face.
I know, right? When you have the best receiver in the league, you're just a terrible team.
I'm going
Give
Green
me
Bay, Minnesota.
Give me Green Bay, Buffalo.
Sorry, Tony. Tony's on a light. What was the
Give
second
me
game?
Green Bay Buffalo.
Green Bay Buffalo, Buffalo.
What was the second game? Green Bay.
Buffalo's playing Tennessee.
Buffalo.
They're 10-point favorites.
Okay, I got.
You
Buffalo.
want Buffalo, Tony?
Yeah, give me Green Bay, Buffalo, and Minnesota.
So is
You
Buffalo
want
going to
Green
win
Bay,
by a
Buffalo,
micro amount?
Minnesota?
Censoring frog.
Whibbit. Here, you need to just have me say Whibbit, and then that be like the beep, like my.
You know what you need to do,
Whibbit. With the
JC.
frog, and then me going.
JC?
Yeah.
Do on your
You know what,
phone
guys?
when this is over. Do a voice recording.
He
Do a
said
voice
it out.
recording with your headphones and just say Whibbit.
There we go.
Send it to me, and
I'll
then
send you a couple. I'll send you a couple.
Okay.
You can decide. Yeah.
Right. Is that all the picks? Are we done?
I Philly, Minnesota from you two in the corner.
So,
So, give me Minnesota. Give me Minnesota.
Hey now, chill. Hey now.
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'm gonna.
So,
Wes
so-
is in. I'm
so-
gonna read his picks.
read his picks.
Chargers,
Bozo.
Browns, Lions, Bucks, Giants, Patriots, Colts, Ravens, Rams, 49ers, Bengals, Cardinals, Packers, Bills, Vikings.
all right.
Perfect. And so, Derek, do you have anything right now?
Go ahead.
I'm thinking of what I want to say. Good.
Yeah, now you know what it's like to try to host a podcast.
Especially when you're unprepared.
I think we should wrap it up. We got BAD in 13 minutes.
So, any of you got anything
Okay.
else you want to say?
No, not really. I would just like to say another great podcast tonight. As always, Derek, good luck with editing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go eat some
And-
birria tacos.
Good luck with
They
editing
are
in
about to
Columbus.
be,
Wes, are you there?
Let's go. Took you long enough.
yeah, we're ending it. So
We're ending, so
Yeah, I just heard Tony read my picks. Appreciate you, my boy.
look at this dude. He's like in the club right now. What is going on?
Relax. Did we go over picks from last week? Win-loss records?
no, we were unprepared. We don't.
Nobody knows their picks.
No, we've
I was 96. On the
next
other one.
week we got you.
All right. I want to see standings because I know Cozy's like 4-30. Actually, no. I think Cozy actually did pretty
Wow. He was 4-30 out of 16 games.
well. No.
My two upsets of the week hit. I know that,
I remember you picked Pittsburgh.
and I took and I took Seattle too last week.
Which is
I'll tell you what. If I do think we're gonna win it. Like I'm not super worried about it, but like if I wasn't a Browns fan, the Jets would absolutely.
what did you
be my
guys think
upset of the
about that
week.
game, though? I
I-
guess it wasn't that surprising, but
I
it
can't
still
believe that we're. You guys think we should be 6.5-point favorites versus the Jets?
Yes.
Yes.
You should be a little closer to that, man.
All right. Hey, Wes, you got anything you want to add before we end?
Just put this in his ear.
I love you guys.
I love you.
All righty. Sounds good. Goodbye. All right. That's it. Let's.
We didn't want to hear "Hey Caroline" playing on the fucking jukebox.
Yeah, I was
in the
gonna
background,
say
so
I
Whip
feel
it.
bad. I feel bad, but listen, YouTube doesn't mess around with music. It's a joke, or it's not a joke.
Oh, dude, that's true. That'd be
But-
so annoying if something like that happened.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, everybody, sayonara.